welcome to my pick a card channel, the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm here with a pick a card reading for you. And today's topic is all about no contact. Are they going to reach out to you? And when are they going to reach out if they do? So maybe this is a no contact that's just lasted a little period of time. Maybe it's an extended no contact. But today we're asking the question, are they going to make contact? When are they going to make contact if they do? We do have 3 piles to choose from today. Pile number 1 with the Page of Swords. Pile number 2 with the Page of Pentacles, and pile number 3 with the Page of Cups. And this is coming from the, I believe, the Tarot of, let me see. I don't know what it's called, but we're going to look into it, and I'm going to post the answer below. I might remember while we're going through our readings. I have so many different decks. I believe it's like Mystical Medleys Tarot, I believe. But pile 1, pile 2, pile number 3. Of course, my timestamps are always listed below. If you are a subscriber to the channel, we welcome you back. So thank you so much for your presence here. And as a thank you for my subscribers, I do offer a chance to win a free tarot reading. So be sure to drop your comment below any of my readings this month for your chance to win. And be sure to hit your notification bell so that I can notify you. We can get the ball rolling and I can get you your reading. I never send unsolicited DMs here on YouTube or on Instagram or on TikTok, anywhere. So be sure to follow my prompts if you are chosen the winner and reach out to me via one of the links that I do post below. But for today's topic, no contact, are they going to reach out to you and when? Pile 1, pile 2, pile number 3. I'm going to jump into pile number 1. Hello, pile 1, you were drawn to the Page of Swords. This is your reading. Now, are they going to make contact with you, and when are they going to do so? There is definitely a sense of waiting here, maybe waiting for enough strength or waiting for a perfect moment. The Page of Swords can sometimes indicate the two of you went to school together at one point. It doesn't have to, of course, but it is my voyeur of the deck. So this person could be watching you on your social media, for instance, maybe just biding their time for a perfect opportunity to reach out to you. There's definitely a sense of watching that's coming through here. And they're also giving me like the sword and the stone analogy coming through. You know, and in that story, there was only one person that could have the strength to pull that sword out of the stone. So they could just be, again, waiting, thinking that they didn't have the strength in the past to express themselves the way that they really wanted to. So let's take a look at current energies between you. What's happening between you in this moment in no contact? And what does the future hold here as far as them reaching out to you? We have the World starting out your reading, which is actually a really positive place to begin. It does speak to unfinished business. But also my first position card is very important to me. 10 of Pentacles. The 4 of Cups, the 3 of Pentacles, the 6 of Swords coming out with the Knight of Wands. Back of the deck we have the Chariot. We also have the 3 of Wands showing itself. Now what's really interesting about this spread for you, pile 1, it's always important to remember that I'm reading for the collective, so please take what resonates and leave behind the details that do not. But I'm really focused on the fact that this person has their legs crossed in the 10 of Pentacles, and we have the 3 of Pentacles over here too with this big red glove, and I heard the term caught red-handed. So there could be commitment cycles we can't deny here in this spread. It doesn't have to resonate with you, of course, but if it does, you're going to know that this is your reading, because they do feel torn. And they do feel kind of pulled between the past and their future. And their future could hold commitment cycles, for instance. So the reason why you felt ignored, maybe even over this last year or so, is because maybe they've moved into a commitment cycle and they're afraid of getting caught red-handed. But that doesn't stop them from investigating the opportunity closely, and that's why they're watching you. They know things are unfinished here. And there's almost a plan being placed. You can literally see they're opening up these plans here. This world looks like it's being kind of pushed forward as a plan as well. There's no shortage of motivation to create some type of clarity or closure here, because they're admitting things are not finished here. We have so much unfinished business. We have so much unfinished things that I haven't said yet. But they're looking to the future. They do not think that they perhaps can make contact today. But as we look into the future, here's the Six of Swords and the Knight of Wands. And despite the fear of being caught red-handed, here we have this Knight of Wands being pretty impulsive to create the very clarity and closure that we may be seeking in this connection. I keep hearing that song by Natasha Bedingfield, Staring at the Blank Page Before You. So it's like taking creative accountability. The rest is still unwritten. And Spirit does want us to understand that the future is fluid, that present investments are going to be showing us the momentum towards the outcome at this moment. They can make adjustments whenever they choose to. The issue comes in now with this Tower as the World, because they have some type of intention to create some clarity, or there's an expectation that there will be the crossing of paths. They may not know how that's going to be executed yet. Spirit says they may be the impulsive person who creates that momentum, but they know what the consequences could be. They know that things have changed. They know that their actions could create even further upheaval and change. And that's why perhaps they're just watching right now and they're looking to the future, waiting for a perfect moment, investigating further. Because I feel like they do want answers from you, and they may have answers to give. So we have to look really beyond the immediate appearance of them, quote unquote, ignoring us at this moment, because it's not that they're not affected by the separation, because they definitely are. They're just afraid. But I just heard the term, the writing's on the wall. Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, and we also have the Knight of Wands here. So it's like these knights are battling it out for the biggest voice, or the most momentum. Because this Knight of Wands doesn't give a hoot about commitment cycles. He's very impulsive. The Knight of Pentacles definitely does. And that's what slowed down the momentum towards their communication with you, is their responsibility. It's like the older brother standing in front of his impetuous younger brother saying, hold your horses. Let's worry about our stability here for a moment first. Because even the Knight of Swords' horse is looking back at his rider saying, do you think you're being a bit impulsive? I feel like you're an old habit that dies hard here. Spirit just called you an old habit that dies hard. Because this isn't anything new for this person. There's a lot of Libra energy here, a lot of Cancer energy coming through, a lot of Cancer energy actually. And this isn't new news for this person, and they keep having to dig back out this connection. It's just like they bury it up with the desert sands, and then they have to dig it out again. And it's like they bury it back up so they don't get caught red-handed for it. So there is a definite secret energy towards their approach, but Spirit says they are going to come forward with communication. There is going to be at least a conversation. Your paths will cross again. Spirit just wants to make us aware that there could be some type of impact on that crossing. And the impact, again, certain things we can't take back, certain things that they might have to say that they won't be able to take back. There's epiphanies coming for both of you because somebody is being impulsive about the necessity to get that information. Now, we already have a bit of a time frame coming in for someone in the collective, and Spirit says that within the next 12 months, there could be further contact here. The minimum amount of time for this Page of Pentacles might be the next 3 months, but Spirit does feel like that period of time is going to extend without contact for most. But there is the opportunity for clarity. There will be conversations. Here's the Six of Pentacles, which Spirit says gives us a chance. We might call it closure. We might just say, well, we just need closure and clarity, and then we'll be fine. And then we can walk away. But Spirit says, be careful, because it creates more of an opportunity than you realize. It could create almost like a backdraft effect. But you know that already. There's the High Priestess. We already know that there could be challenges associated with the clarity that we receive here. Because sometimes clarity just almost compounds the reality that we've already known this entire time. But Spirit says there will be clarity, and they're also speaking about how it could come at the risk of a foundation, or somebody is taking a big risk in creating that clarity overall. Let's get a couple of message cards to see what sort of thoughts this person is having about reunions, about reaching out to you, making contact. I'm not hiding the connection for the wrong reasons. I feel like they are hiding it. Maybe they don't feel like it's for the wrong reasons. They feel like it's almost a helpless situation for them in this moment. That's why they're watching and waiting. What we have here on the floor. I may have options, but I only want you. And I've thought about maybe taking a trip with you. They're also highlighting that nothing can really change how their impression of you or how they feel about you. There's something very permanent about the nostalgia that they have. I have sexual thoughts that run through my mind. And I am keeping a close eye on your social media. And that's coming straight out of the gate with this Page of Swords. It's like the more they watch you, the more clear they become on the necessity to have these conversations. I talk about you. I don't want you to focus on who wants me because I actually want you. I'm really sensitive deep down, but I put up a big front. My throat's a little scratchy today, pile ones, so just bear with me with this cold that I'm struggling with. I have been hurting without you. You have no idea. Some people don't want to see us together, but I don't care. The back of the deck says, I'm situating this karmic situation at this moment. Let's get some advice for pile one about the future of this connection. We have exchanging gifts. Now this card is very beautiful because it talks about the exchange of communication, the exchange of clarity. So I feel like you're going to be able to actually really clear the air and gain a lot of clarity over their feelings and your feelings as well. Now this also reminds me of like Pandora's box. You can see that there's this fairy, this ballerina popping up out of the box. And so there is still wishful thinking associated with what we're going to exchange. But they're highlighting with the striped cat about the divine feminine and risk and doing something risky as well. Back of the deck says, imagine. And I heard that song by the Beatles, Imagine All the People Living Life in Peace. It's like we can't imagine what it would be like to gain the clarity or enclosure. And Spirit says, be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. We have to be fair with balance. It's number 38. I think of justice. And they're speaking about the truth. It's like they're talking about the truth versus is the right worth the cost? Is the truth worth the cost of the potential imbalance or maybe even upheaval with the Tower that this momentum could create? So they're just asking us to proceed with a little bit of caution. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number one. Justice. Seven of Pentacles. Ooh, we have the Hierophant. So we have a little bit of time to work with when it comes to making adjustments, maybe making clearance for growth here. The Judgment is encouraging us to reflect upon the steps that we feel guided to take because change is coming. Communication is coming, which can empower us, but then can also create challenges for us when it comes to unpacking obstacles in our life. In the bowl today, we have the Degas Ruin, the Dawn Ruin, so keeping our head high and following the sun. We have Aquarius coming through, and we have two turtles, and one has the U in its belly. So they're highlighting two people with responsibilities or people that have been spending a long time in their separate responsibilities thinking about each other. We have a wrench in our plan with the letter J. We have N, U, and J here in the bowl. We also have the open book face down. So there's not a lot of clarity or there hasn't been a lot of complete honesty with each other, but we do have the gift. December could be significant. Sagittarius energy could be significant as well. Libra, again, with Cancer energy. All right, pile one, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates. drop your comment below for your chance to win a reading with me if you feel called to, of course. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading, and I do update that shop daily. But keep coming back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage. I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to the Page of Pentacles, and this is your reading. The person on your mind in no contact, are they going to reach out to you? And if so, when? So we're going to be taking a look at their current energies towards you at this moment, what their intentions are, and what you can expect moving into the future. You can see with the Page of Pentacles, somebody is really focusing here on the pentagram. And that to me is like the Five of Pentacles. So focused on the separation between the two of you. There also looks like they're tapping their foot and their hand is in their pocket. It's like they're making observations as well of what's in their hand. So they could be observing you. They could be waiting and using the wait as a strategy to see what you're going to do as well during this situation or during this in-between phase. There's also this open field where the possibilities are still open in their mind or open in your mind. Although the little mountain in the background could be signifying challenges that we still have to overcome or that they have to overcome, which could create a little bit of timing as well. Please bear with me in my throat today. I am a little bit under the weather, still a little bit sick. So my voice might crack, but let's take a look at what's currently happening in this connection. What we can expect moving forward. We have here the King of Swords coming first. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. The Five of Swords. The Ten of Pentacles. The Three of Swords. The Ace of Cups. Back of the deck we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. Let's clarify this. Now, I do have some similarities to pile number 1 as well coming through. Here's the Moon. So there could be messages waiting for you there as well. We have the Three of Wands with the Hanged Man. I'm getting this impression of like, I want to get off this ride. I just keep going around and around in circles. I want to get off of this ride. I do feel like this person's very goal-oriented and they may have achieved a lot of their goals. There's a lot of commitment energy with the Ten of Pentacles. Maybe they focused on their career, for instance, and they really thought that if they could keep their eye on the prize and get to their goal, then they wouldn't be afflicted by things in the past. They wouldn't be afflicted by it. But there's been a lot of like what Spirit's calling red tape here, even with this Three of Swords, that they didn't anticipate testing their strength here. There's a reference of absolutely no contact. It's like we're not looking at each other, we're not seeing each other. Maybe they're trying to see you online, but they've been unable to do so. It's like there's complete no contact here with this earthworm that's been cut in half. And the earthworm can survive even after being severed. It's an uncomfortable transition, I'm sure. But there's also something profound about how the earthworm toils beneath the surface. So there's a lot of work that goes on beneath the surface of the ground that helps to create fertility in our soil that makes life possible. And so there's something about the toiling of where we can't see each other, we can't talk to each other, but there's still something going on energetically. The vibrations are there. And I do feel like this person really tried to push you out of sight, out of mind. It's like if I'm moving forward, I'm not going to worry about the past. I'm just going to push you out of sight, out of mind. Because I'm hearing that term from the Macklemore song that says, I'm on my wave. I'm on my wave. Get out my wake. I'm running late. It's like somebody who was goal-oriented towards abundance and security and built that for themselves. But now it's like there's repetition and it feels like the same, it's like Groundhog Day, the same day over and over and over again. It's like I want off of this ride because there's still this to deal with and contend with. And I didn't anticipate that. I can't deny that there's almost like a chip on their shoulder about the attachment that they're feeling. But it's like there's a soft spot for you. I just keep hearing that. There's a soft spot for you. And even though this trunk looks like it's been chopped off, it's dried, it's cracking, it should be dried enough to burn now, the embers are still in the center Like there's still something alive inside of this opportunity or inside of this connection for this person. Even if they've tried to claim independence, even if they've tried to claim healing, because I feel like they've communicated that to themselves. It's like, I've healed, I've moved forward, I'm fine. But that's just them trying to protect the goal. Yeah, to protect the goal. Here's the Nine of Swords. And there's that sound on TikTok that goes around where it's like, I'm just thinking about it. 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 That's what I keep hearing now with this Nine of Swords. Here's the Five of Cups, because this is what they're thinking about. They're trying so hard to focus on what they're building and focus on practical gains and practical growth. And it's like they're still waiting for the fruit to come in. Even if they've gained practical things, they're still waiting for the emotional abundance to hit them. And what's sitting there getting caught in the mix is this Five of Cups and this feeling of loss, because they've had things to compare you to and it's still feeling a little bit emotionally lacking. Because they really look at what could have or should have been, like we could have had it all, analogies coming through here, different paths that they could have walked. And they're trying really, really hard to emotionally detach, but I feel like there's the Star, there's the Tower. Part of them doesn't want to admit that it's completely over, or that things are that there's a challenge here to overcome. With the Tower, with the Ten of Pentacles, that could be very physical, very practical, where they are really concerned about this breaking down. And Spirit is calling this a 10-year cycle. So you may be in no contact for 10 years, maybe a decade or more. They're calling it a 10-year cycle. And they are thinking about reaching out, but it feels very secretive. And it feels like they have information that they want to share that they've known all along, but that they are afraid to execute. I can't deny that the Three of Swords here could be signifying third party for you or for this person. And they're trying to be good, right? Like they're trying to walk the line. They're trying to be a good person. And they just showed me a grenade where they threw the grenades, like, and they were highlighting communication, like that. It's like a grenade. It could be implosive. It could ruin things for them. Here's the Four of Pentacles. Here's the King of Swords. So in this moment, they're trying to act logically about the situation when they consider communication. And we're going to take a look into the future to see if they're going to be able to execute this communication. But they're kind of stuck in this middle. Stuck in the middle road, stuck not knowing what to do. And their logic tells them we need to stay put, but they're also not being honest with themselves. It's like they're telling themselves, I'm a goal-oriented person, I've reached my goal. But Spirit says that what they've actually met there could feel like they're lowering their standards, or that they were on the search for second best in some way. Let's take a look at their current thoughts and feelings at this moment. What are they currently thinking and feeling about contact with pile number 2, please? It might be a very strong, especially if this is a long-standing no contact, it might be hard for them to pull themselves up to make that contact. We have let's build together. And I feel like they are building in this moment. I want to take a risk with you. This whole situation stresses me out. And I am trying to be logical in this moment. I also keep seeing addictions come in many forms, and you're my addiction. I wish that we could start over. And I am looking for clarity. I will never stop hoping for us. That certainly speaks to the soft spot that you create in this person, or for this person, or the soft spot they have for you. I can't stop myself. I need closure. I stay away, but not because I want to. Let's get one more. It says, you are everything. Back of the deck says, I can't escape this. Whoop, and I don't want to. But we also have, will we be waiting forever? And again, I feel like they're also looking at the situation, wondering if you're looking for solutions. And that could be why they're really kind of taking on this strategy of waiting, because they can't find the solutions for themselves, or they know that they're going to have to push themselves out of their comfort zone. And they're really hoping that maybe you'll come up with solutions before they have to. But let's take a look here at the future. Can you expect communication? Are they going to reach out to pile number 2? We have the 8 of Wands. I just heard the term across the pond. We have the 5 of Swords. They can feel the pressure coming in, and they're trying so hard to deny it, and they're trying so hard to resist it. They're trying to tell themselves they already know everything that they need to know, but that's not the case. That's not the truth. We have the Page of Wands. And we have the Page of Pentacles. Back of the deck is the 10 of Swords, and we have the Knight of Swords. It feels like their expectations of you reaching out may not happen, or they can't rely on them. And so it's like their curiosity gets the better of them. And I keep hearing curiosity killed the cat. It's like their curiosity gets the better of them, and Spirit says that they may very well reach out to you. It may not be in the time frame that you are anticipating or hope for, if I'm being honest, because they're talking about eliminating the expectation of what they're going to say or when they're going to bring it forward, because it feels like very impulsive. The moment that they decide, it's like they do it before they think about it, before it makes logical sense to them. When do you see this happening? Spirit is indicating here that we have at least a year's wait for most people in the collective that are watching this spread. And that speaks to the longevity of the already standing no contact. They're still, and they're highlighting sorting. They're talking about sorting certain things out. Here's the Tower, here's the 4 of Cups, and that's what they're sorting out. They're sorting out helplessness. They say that when they're feeling bored or feeling extra thirsty in their current situation, that is when they reach out. For someone watching, it could come within the next 6 months, but Spirit does indicate that that's going to happen for the majority of the collective beyond that 6-month time frame and moving into over a year's time. But a reunion is coming. The problem is that Spirit says it could also spark sort of a tower of events or a domino effect here with the 8 of Cups. There's a reference to needing to remove myself from a situation or walking away from something. But they do anticipate that they feel like within a year, or maybe even slightly beyond that year time frame, a year and a half for someone, you can expect communication that comes in. And it's because they are feeling emotional and overwhelmed by something, and adding to that mix is this idea that you're not going to reach out, so they have to make some type of adjustment and take action on their own, if anything, just to create clarity between the two of you. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 2. Advice for pile 2 in the bowl. Seven of Pentacles. There's the Tower. Now, when the 7 of Pentacles is reversed, I often think of like physically moving and physically like unpacking things that I've invested in. It's like I'm ripping out all of the roots. And so there's something to contemplate about investments and about commitment cycles here, along with the Tower. That's why Spirit encourages the Divine Feminine to embrace the in-between, or this period in between before contact, to really sort out your own clearance for growth. Because they are reminding us that some sequence of events happen where it creates a domino effect and we can't return. We have the letter G. We also have here the kitty cat, I think of Leo and independence. We have the hammer. We have Pisces, the fish, as well, with the butterfly. So they're talking about things coming to light here. But the things that come into light and the clarity that we receive does kind of create a wrench in the plans of our original plan. So they want to highlight that as well. Here's the shamanic feather of healing. Pile number 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a reading with me, of course, and be sure to hit your notification bell. If you are interested in a personal reading, I do update that shop daily, and that link for Etsy is below as well. But I hope you come back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 3. You were drawn to the Page of Cups, and this is your reading. So when can you expect this person on your mind to reach out to you? Are they going to reach out, and when? Now, the Page of Cups is a really good sign to be drawn towards, of course, because it does speak about information that pops in for you. Now, his hand is on his hip. It's like he's waiting for that information to come in. So this could speak to a surprise that you will experience with this person. It could also speak to perhaps their mentality of like waiting for a sign from you as well. So let's take a look here and see. Pile number 3. What are their current feelings? How do they currently view this situation? What can you expect as far as contact in the future of this no contact situation? We have the Hanged Man coming out here. We have the Two of Wands reversed with the Hierophant reversed. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the Ace of Swords. Now, this doesn't necessarily feel like a long-standing no contact. This almost feels like somebody that dropped out of our radar. Because they're talking about like false starts or rejection energy, like a false start where we thought something was really going to take off. We were really talking to someone. We thought it was a really good mutual banter. And then something just dropped away. We have the Six of Cups. Back of the deck, we do have the Wheel of Fortune. We also have the Tower energy. Now, there's been a common thread here with the Tower energy coming forward for multiple piles today. So this just must be a collective energy that's coming through, but the Tower is anything that we're building with effort. And this could even be like the idea of the connection that we're building up with effort. The idea of the potential. We have the Three of Cups here. We have the Magician. The Ace of Pentacles. Five of Cups. They just gave me the impression that this person sometimes has like a problem with authority. And when I searched into that a little bit deeper, they're talking about how this truth, this deeper truth within them, will raise its head in a lot of different scenarios for this person. They have a problem. It's like when they're dealing with transitions, especially into commitment cycles, if they're uncomfortable in any way, they just have a tendency to skirt away, or they have a tendency to dip out and not have to deal with the emotional aftermath, or they try to, which is Spirit's calling it brutal. They're saying it's a brutal way to deal with anything, to deal with your own discomfort or deal with complications or frustrations. It's their way of trying to maintain control. Because if they don't address the issue and they just skirt away, there's still an open door. It's like opened a little bit for them to come back in. And I do feel like this person, again, it's like they took a emotionally immature approach to the separation in the first place. But it might have left you with a lot of emotional confusion. It might have made you feel rejected. And that's why you're like, have all of these questions about communication. And Spirit doesn't want you to feel like they didn't like you or that they didn't think highly of you, because I think they were very genuinely attracted to you. They do think very highly of you. There's something innocent about you that I feel like this person worries is not in alignment with them, actually. It's like there's something sweet about you and something kind about you, and you're a really good person, and it makes them hold a mirror in front of their face and be like, am I good enough for this person? And that could have been why they skirted away, because they know you and your energy deserves more than what they felt capable at the time of giving. So it was easier to skirt away than to burst the bubble of this kind of that encapsulates their energy. My light just went out. To burst this bubble of like this image that I created during our flirtation phase. Here we have the King of Swords and the Queen of Wands. And Spirit says you might even be comparing yourself to other people or worried that they moved into new connections. And we're not even saying that that's not the truth or something that did happen. They could have been exploring other options, of course. We're saying that we're not worried about those options right now. We're worried about what this person's perception is of you in this moment. And right now, there's still bones to pick. It's like they're putting something to bed, or they're putting a version of themselves away, or they are wrapping something up in their life. But there's a lot of intention behind further communication, if I'm being honest. It's like there's intention here to communicate, because there is a reality that's coming in, and I feel like it's coming in shortly, to be honest. There's a reality that comes in about the loss of you. And sometimes it takes the reality check that stings a little bit for me to recognize I need to put way more effort into this situation. They are a little bit anxious to come towards you because they don't know how they're going to be received because of the way that they ended the communication or the way that they created the no contact. They're a little bit concerned about what your reaction will be. But I also feel like you felt a connection to this person, so they may not have to worry about that overall. Spirit does say that they still think of you in a very high way. They have a very strong opinion of you. It's themselves that they don't have a very strong opinion of. But we do see reunions in the future of this connection. And we're going to try to get a time frame for you as well after we tap into a little bit more of their feelings. But we have the Six of Cups on one side. We even have the Hanged Man in your first position with the Three of Cups, asking us ultimately, after this process finishes and concludes itself, asking us to surrender to the possibility of reunions. But they're also saying, keep it loosey-goosey if you do, because they want to make sure that you don't fall victim to their behaviors or their distractions or their actions in the future if they are a creature of habit, for instance. And their habit, Spirit says, there's a lot of Sagittarius energy with this person. Their habit is to self-protect sometimes, even when it comes to executing their desires. They still want to keep themselves safe. But there's an unfinished cycle that does exist in this connection. What sort of thoughts are they having in this moment, please, about reconnection, reunions for pile number 3? It says, I can't feel your love anymore. The Queen of Cups. Not that you don't have love anymore in your heart. It's that there's a cold front that's come in, or they're anticipating a cold front from you. Because they hold such rigid views about themselves, they expect other people to fall in line with that. But there is a generosity of your heart that they aren't accounting for. It's easier to fantasize than it is to make it real. And I just saw there's someone else, because they could be wrapping something up at this moment. Okay, I saw that again. There's someone else. We're going to keep that out for now since Spirit wants it out. We have, is this really over? The Ten of Swords. And that, I feel like that's where the reality check comes in, of like recognizing I might have made a big mistake. I might have chosen the wrong path here. And they're giving me this message about having our bubble being burst. It's like they don't want to burst your bubble when it comes to how you feel about this person or when you think about their motivations towards you. Because Spirit says we might have these really strong desires for it to be a very emotional connection at this moment. And this person is more focused on immediate gratification at this moment, if I'm being honest. But it's going to be the emotional realization that could bring them back around. Trying to recapture something. I'm sitting here adamantly waiting. It's like I'm waiting for you to take action. I'm tired of holding back. But the question back of deck already says, will I get what I want? This is the Three of Wands. They're highlighting the future and looking to the future, wondering if they're going to get what they are looking for. Because Spirit feels like the turn of events is in your favor, where you're going to receive contact that does pop in for you. But you might burst this person's bubble and be like, you know what? I've changed my opinion. I don't want this anymore. Or you might just choose to be friends. It says, I go home all to myself. This is like the Hermit Virgo energy. Someone who's taking a small step. Somebody who might be in a bit of a victimhood at this moment. I think about you every single day, but I ruin everything I touch. Back of deck even says, what do you see in me? So there's a lot of self-deprecation at this moment that's kind of being fueled by this helplessness or their reality of loss. I want to look you in the eyes. It says, I couldn't catch you because I fell too. Now, they are highlighting that when they do reach out, there could be some love bombing that you can expect from this person. They could have just a lot of beautiful things, a lot of accolades to offer you at that time. So let's try to see if we can get a time frame about when this is going to pop in for pile number 3. Justice will prevail for you. Ten of Pentacles. We have the Three of Cups coming through. Spirit is giving it the next 3 to 4 months for the majority of the collective for this spread. They do feel like this security is coming in quickly for you. And they say that it's going to feel unexpected, but now that you've seen this reading, maybe it won't be as unexpected, but they are anticipating within the next 3 to 4 months, this person is going to pop up with further contact for you. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 3. Please, for pile 3 in the bowl. King of Wands, a lot of Leo, Aries, Sagittarius coming through. Here's the Five of Swords, coming reversed with the Queen of Pentacles. They're talking about somebody who's coming in for like a fair shot. It's like, I just want like a fair shake at something or a fair fight. It does speak about also being worried about getting caught for something, and it's like trying to avoid conflict. They don't want to deal with conflict, or they don't want to get caught for how they treated you. So I think that's also complicating the message that they want to bring forward. That's why they're perhaps going to lead with more love bombing or a lot of just giving you a lot of compliments. We have Happy reversed. We have N. We have the Crescent Moon, so trusting in your intuition to guide you when the communication or offers come in. Spirit says that things are still unfinished with this divine masculine energy, and the Wheel of Fortune is here, working things in your favor. But again, Crescent Moon, or sorry, the curled shell, asking us to trust our intuition to guide us at that time. All right, pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates. Please drop your comment below for your chance to win a reading with me, and be sure to hit your notification bell. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading, and I do update that shop daily. But please come back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day.